Hello there everyone and welcome. My name is Waffles the Asian Yen Bear and today we're here to talk about possible team builds for this GT Super Saiyan Goku. Now of course we're going to talk about his actual categories in the leader skill first, so GT heroes and Goku's family, and then we'll talk about the other ones like Pure Saiyans, Super Saiyans, Kamehameha, you know the drill. So let's go ahead and first talk about his possible linking partner on GT heroes and Goku's family, and that is this legendary Super Saiyan 4 Goku, who is fantastic. He doesn't share the most links with the GT Goku. He's missing one compared to his best linking partner, but this is honestly his strongest linking partner. LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku shares 5 links, if I can just double check, thank you to Dokkan Essentials. Yes, 5 links with the GT Goku, and it is just fantastic. That is going to be a very strong rotation together. I think ultimately those two should be part of your main rotation. I wouldn't be floating this GT Goku on GT Heroes and Goku's family. I think you're going to get the most out of keeping him on a main rotation. Now, I think for the rest of the team build, you should actually focus a little more on Goku's family because there's a lot more possible rotations for you to work with here. Like LR UI Goku and Int UI Goku. I guess I don't really have the LR UI Goku pulled up. Let's just do that right now. We're doing it live. It's all fine. It's good. So LR UI Goku paired with the Int UI Goku or paired with this LR UI Goku is a fantastic rotation. But of course, Goku's family has tons and tons and tons of good units. You've got Super Saiyan God Goku. You've got LR AGL Gohan. You've got so many good units. Even Bardock you can run. It's just fantastic. So I would say focus a little bit more on the Goku's family units for your main rotations. Now with supports, I would go for kind of a mix here. Of course, you could go, actually other units you can include here. GT Heroes gives you access to Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, who could be on a main rotation because he's just really powerful. The same thing with actually Tech Ultimate Gohan. He's on the Goku's family leader skill, so you could run him. He just carries a rotation on his own, to be totally honest, because he's just fantastic in almost every way, especially defensive. But other units you should consider though for support, LR Bpan after the EZA, she is going to be fantastic. She got damage reduction by 55%. She's going to heal with 33% of damage dealt as health, and she's going to be able to stun as well. And because she is a GT hero, she is going to activate that part of Goku's passive that gives him extra defense right here. Additional defense 50% per GT Heroes category ally attacking in the same turn. And the LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku is going to be doing that as well. So that will be fantastic. You've also got Super Saiyan Gohan, the teen one from the World Tournament, who is also a fantastic support. He's got Super Class Ki +2, which basically everything on your team is going to be Super Class. Attack and defense 30%. So you can add that 30% onto the already massive attack that the GT Goku already has. And of course, he's got damage reduction, so he'll be able to swing it with the best of them in long form content and Super Battle Road. Of course, the medium stun chance is also very nice. And one other support we can talk about here is brand new. It came on the Vegeta's banner. It says AGL, Trunks GT, and Goten GT, who stack attack and defense, which is great. But most importantly for your team, they have Goku's family, Ki +3, attack and defense 40%. So that's a great support. Fantastic. He's not going to be like too much of a liability like some supports might be. And so ultimately, I think that those are ones you should consider for floaters. But now let's talk a little bit about the other categories. So on the Pure Saiyans team, of course you want to link him still with another Pure Saiyan that we just talked about, Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Again, one of his best linking partners, and he's also Pure Saiyan, so it is okay. Link those two on a main rotation. Now, you are going to need a leader though, because unfortunately our guy, GT Goku, he can't lead every category in the game, so you are going to need a Pure Saiyan's lead. And out of the ones you have up here, if I jump all the way up to the top, I say go for AGL SSBE Vegeta, only because you're able to link him really well with the LR SSBE Vegeta. Those two are a fantastic rotation together. So I would say if you're on JP, those two are great. But if you're not on JP, there are still a ton of other rotations you can run. Just instead use this SSBE as a floater. You could also run the physical Vegeta as a floater. Both of those are fine, and then just throw on another strong like rotation, which we got into Vegito plus STR Vegito. That's amazing. You've got Tech Broly plus STR Broly. That's amazing. Tech Khalifa plus STR Kale. That's amazing. So there's a lot of other good rotations you can run with Pure Saiyans. There's a few other supports you can do, but they're a little bit fragile, so I wouldn't say you really need to run those. Instead, I would say just focus on bringing strong units. There's tons and tons of strong units in the Pure Saiyans category. So I would say just go for the damage build with Pure Saiyans. That should be good enough to get you going. Let's move on to the next category. Then if we look at Super Saiyans, the category here, we are not going to be able to link this Goku with LR Super Saiyan 4 because he's Super Saiyan 4. He's not Super Saiyan 1. He's 4. That's not how numbers work. So if we take a look over here, we have a Super Saiyan 1 Gohan who actually links very, very well with this Goku and who I think is probably going to be the best linking partner on Super Saiyans for this GT Goku, specifically because he is just super tanky. So we want to keep the GT Goku in the second slot, of course. So having this one in the first slot, the tank hits should make long form content a lot easier for you here. So I'd say link him with the Super Saiyan Gohan, but there are a couple others that share the same amount of links like LR Gogeta and LR Vegito. So those are units you can also use instead, but I would say the best one, in my opinion, is this LR Gohan. So then we need to talk about the leader over here, which is going to be this Namek Goku. Now, of course, this Namek Goku is a little bit old. He's okay in long form content, not the best. So I would say just keep this one floating and instead just build another powerful rotation just like you did with Pure Saiyans, because there are a ton of powerful rotations in Super Saiyans. Of course, you've got Gogeta and Vegito. You've got this Trunks and Goten here. Those two are great. You can even run the Easy 8 versions, which are also fantastic. And if you are on JP, you can run one of those with Super Saiyan Trunks and Super Saiyan Goten because they're also a very, very strong unit. So I'd say those are all great for rotations. You could run Gotenks and Gotenks. Those two are good. You can run Tech Trunks just as an extra unit. Run him with whatever else you want to there. And for support, I would say bring this Super Saiyan Gohan. We talked about him a little bit with the GT Heroes Goku's family team, but I would say this is very good to bring. And because of his damage reduction, he's not going to bring the team down. So I think he's a good support you can throw on. But I think overall, the Super Saiyans team should be Floater Namek Goku. So your friend lead Floater Namek Goku, Floater Super Saiyan Gohan, then two powerful rotations with GT Goku, Super Saiyan Gohan, then whatever you want to do. I'm going to say Goten and Trunks, but you can run basically any powerful rotation from Super Saiyans that we just mentioned. So let's look at the next category. All right, so let's talk about Kamehameha. And of course, he needs a linking partner. And what do you know? Here's our boy, LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku is back again to link up with our GT Goku. So pair those two together, or of course, you can pair him with LR Super Saiyan Gohan, just like we talked about. But as far as the leaders go, I would say run either leader is fine, right? Goten and Trunks, if you're running them, I would run them on a main rotation paired with one of the other good Goten or Trunks units, right? We got Tech Trunks, we got AGL Goten, there's a bunch of good ones. Run them with one of those, they'll link well enough and it'll be fine. If you're running the Super Saiyan Gohan as a leader, I would say either run him as a floater or link him with the GT Goku. If you don't have the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, then yeah, link him with the GT Goku, it'll be fine. But other units to possibly consider as far as rotations goes, there's a bunch on Kamehameha that are good, but one we haven't talked about quite yet, which you could use on the Kamehameha team, is this Tech Vegito and STR Gogeta. They pair well enough. Of course, they're better off with their partners of like Gogeta or Vegito, but those are fantastic. So I would say maybe that rotation, that's good. You could also consider bringing the Super Saiyan Kaioken Goku and the Super Saiyan God SSBE, whatever Vegeta, those two together in that one card is actually a good floater on this team because of this part right here. Attack and defense 7% per key sphere and launches an additional attack per rainbow key sphere obtained. And you know who's a rainbow key sphere changer? I'm sure you can guess. It's GT Goku. So since you're going to be running GT Goku anyways, these two can be a decent floater if you happen to have them and you want to use them. Now, they aren't going to link the best, but they are going to link well enough. And again, because they're just a floater, you don't really need to worry about them too much. But I think that should be good for Kamehameha. Again, there are a ton of good units here that you can actually run on rotations together. Of course, you got the Vegito, Gogeta, Vegito, Gogeta, and like AGL Gogeta in here. Nope, AGL Gogeta not in here? Wait. Oh, right, because he doesn't do Kamehameha. But still, it's fine. There are plenty of other good rotations you can run. Just go ahead and pick one that you want. Of course, you could run LRUI Goku. A lot of the other rotations we already talked about. So let's go to the next category. All right, so looking at the Giant Ape Power team, you'll find that it's a little bit more limited than the other teams that GT Goku has been on so far. But if you're running in Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta as a lead, you've also got access to Shadow Dragon Saga, which you're gonna wanna make use of. But as far as linking partners go, we're just gonna link him with Super Saiyan 4 Goku, just for the same reasons we've talked about before. Now, in Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta over here, he's pretty darn strong, so you might want him on a main rotation. And I think that you should pair him up with Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, because they actually link relatively well. Now, if you don't want to run him on a main rotation, there is another main rotation you can also use. You could run GT Vegeta paired up with Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Those two are pretty decent. You get him from Giant Ape Power and Giant Ape Power from both of these, right? And those two work out pretty darn well. Unfortunately, that's kind of the main units that you can use. You can throw on other units like just Gogetas, right? You can throw Gogeta on there as a leader. You could throw, I guess, like the other Shenron units if you want. But ultimately, Giant Ape Power and, gosh, Shadow Dragon Saga, they are still pretty limited categories. So I would say just go for some strong units, strong rotations, and that's about it. So hopefully that helps. Let's go to the next one. All right, and the last category we're going to talk about here is Turtle School. Now, Turtle School, you do have to run, unfortunately, this Master Roshi who only has 120% in his leader skill, which means it's not going to be the strongest category. And honestly, I would recommend just not building this team. But if you do want to build a team for Master Roshi and you take a look at the category, you'll find it basically has every Goku in existence. So you have a lot of Gokus you could use to build strong rotations, which is great. But because it is a low leader skill, again, I don't really recommend it. That being said, as far as linking partners go, because it has every Goku, we're just going to link him with Super Saiyan 4 Goku for, again, all the reasons we've talked about earlier on in this video. Those two are great linking partners together. Other units you can just throw on main rotations, Int UI Goku plus LR UI Goku. You can go Super Saiyan 2 Goku plus Super Saiyan 2 Angel Goku. There's a lot of stuff you can just play with here. So ultimately, not the best team and why we're saving it for the end, but hopefully this whole guide helped you. Hopefully you guys are going to be running this GT Goku because he's honestly a very, very cool unit. So if you are, let me know down in the comments down below and make sure to leave a like, subscribe, because those are all the things I'm supposed to say if I'm actually a professional YouTuber. Now, I hope you have a good day, a good week, a good life, and happy summons. Goodbye.